Welcome to video lecture on management and entrepreneurship for IT industry. In this video, I'll discuss about motivation and various motivation theories. Motivation in management describes ways in which managers promote productivity in their employees. Motivation is the process which influences the arousal, direction, and maintenance of goals directed behavior. Motivation is the process of inspiring people in order to intensify their desire and willingness for executing their duties effectively and for cooperation to achieve the common objective of the enterprise. Performance of an employee depends on his ability and willingness. Motivation is enhancing the willingness to work, which improves the performance. Motivation may be regarded as the integral part of the process of direction. In the directing subordinate, the manager has to try to create willingness to pursue the goals of the organization enthusiastically. Motivation is not an easily observed phenomenon. Motivation varies within a person at different times or among different people at the same time. We observe an individual's action and then interpret his observed behavior in terms of underlying motivation. The theories of motivations are broadly categorized into content theories, and these content theories explain what motivation is. Next category of motivational theory is process theories, which describe how motivation occurs. And the last category of motivation theory is reinforcement theory, which explains the ways in which behavior is learned and shaped or modified. Today we'll discuss various motivational theories such as Maslow's need hierarchy theory, Herzberg two factors theory, Maslinda's need theory. These theories are content theories. Victor Virum's expectancy theory and Adams equity theory are under the category process theory, and Skinner's behavioral modification theory is the reinforcement theory. Now let us see what is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. All people have a variety of needs. At any given time, some of these needs are satisfied and others are unsatisfied. An unsatisfied need is the starting point in the motivation process, and it begins the chain of events leading to behavior. Needs are defined as internal states which make certain outcomes appear attractive. This theory was established in 1943 by A.H. Maslow. Maslow's hierarchy of need is a motivational theory in psychology comprising a five-tier model of human needs, often depicted as hierarchical level within a pyramid. The psychological needs are at the lowest level, followed by security, social esteem, and self fulfillment needs. Now, let us see Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. The most basic needs at the bottom are physical or physiological needs. These needs are those which arise out of the basic psychology of life, for example, the need for food, water, air, etc. These needs must be at least practically satisfied for continued survival. The next comes the safety needs or security needs. Security needs are the needs to feel both economically secure and psychologically secure. Example for safety or security needs are security, stability, etc. The next priority of human needs is the social needs. Social needs are needs to associate with other people and to be accepted by them. That is, to love and to be loved. These needs are variously referred as the hard instinct or affiliation motive. Next priority of needs is the esteem needs or egoistic needs. These needs are those which relate to respect and prestige. They include achievement, status, responsibility, and reputation. The last need in the need hierarchy is self actualization needs or self fulfillment needs. These needs are for realizing one's potential. These include the need for realizing one's capability to the fullest, for accomplishing what one is capable of accomplishing, for becoming what one is capable of becoming. They include personal growth and fulfillment. Now we have seen how the need hierarchy in Maslow's hierarchy pyramid is arranged to motivate their employees and ultimately reach the highest level of self actualization. Now we'll see how the motivation takes place at the various levels of need hierarchy. The biological need of food and water can be fulfilled by installing tea, coffee, snack and soft drink vending machine in the office. Similarly, appropriate working hour would allow the employees to devote ample time with family and in resting. The safety needs can be fulfilled by providing health and accidental insurance, and security or the job security needs can be fulfilled by providing suitable salary and allowance. Similarly, the psychological or social needs can be fulfilled by organizing social events involving families of employees and also by creating voluntary teams for informal creative activities. The esteem needs of the employees can be fulfilled by providing awards or certificate of recognition, and esteem need also can be fulfilled by delegating the authority. The self-actualization needs can be fulfilled by encouraging creativity of the employee and by providing training to take up challenging assignment. The summary of Maslow's need hierarchy theories is as follows. Human beings are motivated by a hierarchy of needs. The order of needs is not rigid but instead may be flexible based on external circumstances or individual differences. Most behavior is multi-motivated, that is simultaneously determined by one or more than one basic need. The Maslow's need hierarchy theory is arranged in the following hierarchy. The psychological needs, until basic needs like food, water, shelter are satisfied to be reasonable degree necessary to fulfill or maintain life, other needs will not be motivating the people. Next level of need is security or safety needs. People want to be free of physical danger and of the fear of losing job, property or shelter. The social needs, since people are social beings, they need to belong to be accepted by other people. Esteem needs, once people begin to satisfy their needs to belonging, They tend to be held in esteem both by themselves and others. And these needs produces such satisfaction as power, prestige and status. The top level need in the need hierarchy theory is self-actualization needs. It is desire to become what one is capable of belonging to, maximize one's potential and to accomplish something. Now, what is the drawback or limitation of Maslow's need hierarchy theory? Limitations are the hierarchy of basic need is not always fixed. It is difficult to know about needs and motives of each and every individual. Now, let us see what is Herzberg two-factor theory. This theory is also called Herzberg's motivation hygiene theory or dual factor theory. It says that there are certain factors in workplace that cause job satisfaction while a separate set of factors cause dissatisfaction, all of which act independently of each other. According to this theory, the absence of certain job factors tend to make the worker dissatisfied. However, presence of this same factor in themselves does not produce high level of motivation. They merely help avoid dissatisfaction and the problem it creates such as turnover and grievances. The motivating factors presence causes employees to work harder. Motivating factors are found within the actual job itself. The job content factors are the real motivators and motivating factor have the potential of yielding a sense of satisfaction, whereas the absence of hygiene or maintenance factor will cause employee to work less hard, and these factors, that is hygiene or maintenance factor, not present in the actual job itself but it is present in the surrounding of the job. And this maintenance factor will not motivate in the organization but it must be present, otherwise dissatisfaction will be rising within the organization. The principle of Herzberg two factors theory says that improving the motivator factor increases the job satisfaction, whereas improving the hygiene factor decreases the job dissatisfaction. Let us see what is job dissatisfaction or hygiene factors. They are working condition, co-worker relation, policies and rules, supervisor's quality, base wage, salary, etc. The job satisfaction factor or motivators are achievement, recognition, responsibility, work itself, advancement, personal growth, etc. Now let us see what are the limitations of Herzberg two-factor theory. It overlooks the situational variables and it stressed upon satisfaction and ignore the productivity. And in this theory, there is no objective way to measure people's satisfaction within the theory. And this theory may subject to bias, and this theory ignores the blue collar workers, that is the hard workers. Next theory of motivation is McClelland's achievement theory. David McClelland was an American psychological theorist who argued that all types of needs may not be uniformly applicable to all individuals, as some of these needs are acquired through interaction with the environment, that is, they are learned and socially acquired. These are the needs for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliation. All types of need may not be uniformly applicable to all individuals, and individual specific needs are acquired over time and are shaped by one's life experience. The need for achievement, power, and affiliation significantly influence the behavior of an individual, which is useful to understand from a managerial context. Now let us see what is power Need for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliation is in McClelland's need theory. The need for achievement was defined as the drive to excel, to achieve in relation to a set of standards, to strive to succeed. They are concerned with setting moderately difficult but potentially achievable goals. Now let us see what is need for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliation. Need for achievement is defined as the drive to excel, to achieve in relation to a set of standards, and to strive to succeed. It is concerned with setting moderately difficult but potentially achievable goals. Next is need for power. Need for power is defined as the need to make others behave in a way that they would not have behaved otherwise. That is, it is authority motivated. It is the need to be influential, effective, and to make an impact. The need to lead and for their ideal to prevail is the need for power. Next is the need for affiliation. Need for affiliation is the need for friendly relationship and is motivated towards the interaction with other people, need to feel accepted by other people, and the person who get motivated by need for affiliation is a team player. Otherwise, need for affiliation is defined as the desire for friendly and close interpersonal relationship. The expectancy theory was developed by Victor Virum, who proposed that an individual is motivated to perform a task on the basis of three linkages signified by three equations. It assumes that behavior results from conscious choice among alternatives whose purpose it is to maximize pleasure and to minimize pain. An employee's performance is based on an individual factors such as personality, skill, knowledge, experience, and abilities. That effort, performance, motivation are linked in a person motivation. The variables expectancy, instrumentality, and valence to account for the expectancy theory. Now let us see what are the three basic linkages of Victor Virum's expectancy theory. First one is the expectancy. It is the idea that increasing the amount of effort will increase the performance. And expectancy is affected by availability of resources, requirement of right skills, and support to get the job done. Next factor is instrumentality. It is the idea that if you perform better, then the outcome will be achieved. It is affected by understanding of relationship between the performance and outcome, trust in the people, transparency of the process. Valence is the last factor. The perceived value the employee puts on the outcome is called the valence. If someone is mainly motivated by money, then he or she might not value offers of additional off is an example for valence. Equity theory of motivation was developed by Adams in 1962. Here, people are motivated to maintain fair relationship between their performance and reward in comparison to others. An employee gets demotivated by the job and his employer in case his inputs are more than the outputs. Equity refers to the perception by worker that they are being fairly treated. Equity is defined as the ratio between the individual job input like effort, skill, experience, education, skill compared to the rewards others are receiving for similar job. That is, person's reward by person's input is equal to others' reward and by others' input. That is, when people are fairly treated among the other employee, they get motivated. Adams' equity theory states that balance or imbalance of rewards with respect to other employee within the organization causes the employee dissatisfaction or satisfaction. That is, when the employee is given less reward compared to other employees, that is inequitable rewards, then it causes dissatisfaction, or the employee puts less effort and in result it reduces the output, or the employee may quit the organization. When equal reward is given to an employee when compared to the other employee in the organization, that is equitable rewards, then the employee continues its effort at the same level and the output level also continues. If the reward is given more than the other employee within the organization, that condition is called more than equitable rewards, then the person or the employee continue work with a harder effort compared to the reward. Skinner's behavioral modification theory is an example for reinforcement theory. This theory is also known as operant conditioning theory. It is developed by B.F. Skinner. According to this theory, people behave the way they do because in past circumstances they have learned that certain behaviors are associated with pleasant outcomes and certain other behaviors are associated with unpleasant condition or outcomes. Skinner's behavior modification theory states that people or the employee seeks to change or shape behavior through a set of stimuli and response actions. The individual can be motivated by proper design of their work environment and praise for their performance, and that punishment for poor performance produces negative result. That is, the behavior of the employee depends on the past experience of the employee. Skinner states that by using a system of positive or negative consequences, an individual learns the correct set of responses for any stimulus. The last motivation theory we are going to study is theory X and theory Y. It was proposed by MIT professor McGeorger, who believed that managers use either of two theories, namely theory X and theory Y, to motivate the people or the employees. So it refers to two styles of management. One is authoritarian and other is participative style of leadership style. Theory X and theory Y describes two contrasting set of assumptions that the manager make about their people. Theory X type of manager assumes that people dislike work and have little ambition and are unwilling to take the responsibility, whereas theory Y or the participative type of manager believes that people are internally motivated and they enjoy their work and they work to better themselves without a direct reward in return. In general, theory X has a negative connotation, whereas theory Y has a positive connotation about the employees. That is, theory X believes that people are irresponsible, unwilling, and less ambition, whereas theory Y assumes that people are responsible, capable, and mature enough to do their job. So in this lecture video, we have studied about what is motivation and what are the nature of motivation, and also we have analyzed some of the important motivation theories used to motivate the people. Thank you.